Some public buildings across Western Mass have been closing their doors after finding dangerous mold inside, such as the Roderick Ireland Courthouse and South Hadley High School, which have both since opened their doors.
But some residents in the area are living with mold inside their home and have nowhere else to go. Western Mass News reporter Paris Dunford is getting answers on the responsibility of landlords to provide a safe and healthy environment for tenants.
Allison Call and Crystal Rodriguez are neighbors in Greenfield. Rodriguez has lived in her apartment building for 5 years, and over time, she says she's noticed the growth of mold.
After the first year, I started noticing mold in my son's closet.
In August, she says the mold got worse, touching almost every corner of her house. You can see here it was on almost all of her son's belongings and was even growing out of the walls.
It's really hard. I had to throw most of my son's clothes away.
Rodriguez says her landlord had her apartment chemically sprayed before providing her with a dehumidifier. But after neither option worked, she says she and her son began feeling very sick.
Both my ears have been swollen, so it's like swimmer's ear. My nasal passages are also swollen. I have severe allergies, and I've never been allergic to anything. My son has been upset stomach and sinus pressure.
Unfortunately, Rodriguez isn't the only one feeling the impacts of the mold.
My son was sick as well as me for 2.5 months. He just got over a bad cough and he had rash on his face. I was super depressed here. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Call says she found mold on pillows and blankets her 14-month-old son and 9-year-old daughter were sleeping on. Western Mass News obtained a report from Allied Painting and Floors, the company that was hired to remove the mold in the apartment building. In their report, the company writes in part, moisture content readings did not show any areas of abnormal moisture levels. But tests from mold removal company Nature's Way tell a different story.
The inside was 1,700.
What's that mean to a normal person?
1,700, in my explanation, means some form of remediation has to be done. In the master bedroom, it was 4,100.
According to Daniel Atkins, mold inspector and founder of Nature's Way, Inc., normal mold levels inside a home are usually under 100, and remediation is recommended once levels hit 800. After seeing those results, Western Mass News reached out to Greenfield Housing Authority's executive director, Thomas Guarino, the building's landlord, for comment. In a statement, he writes in part, quote, "We have had other testing done of the walls. It shows the moisture contents were within limits. We have followed the guidance received in putting in a big dehumidifier to kill the spores in there." Now, over in Springfield, IDALIS RIVERA says she's been dealing with mold in her home for several years. These photos she shared show mold and mushrooms growing from her bathroom ceiling. She says the mold has gotten much worse over the past couple of months, and despite multiple calls to her landlord, the issue has not been resolved.
I called her to fix it since the 4th of this month, and she's been coming in and out, and nothing has been done.
Rivera believes the mold stems from a leak coming from an upstairs apartment, a piece of plywood blocking the hole in the ceiling. And after having her home tested for mold, the results were alarming.
I found 6,300 on the inside bathroom, so that was quite contaminated.
Rivera has lived in her apartment for 12 years and doesn't want to move out, but she may not have a choice as she is also starting to feel an impact on her health.
My nerve, everything. Anxiety. I get headache, I get nauseous, stomach ache, stuffy nose.
Now, we called Rivera's landlord, who said she had no comment on this issue.
We also reached out to a local attorney who handles these type of cases. He says there is a law referred to as the implied warranty of habitability that states a landlord has a duty to maintain healthy living conditions. If mold inside the home potentially impacts the health, welfare, and safety of residents, a landlord must mitigate the problem. Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Paris Dunford.